Hello, hello, gorgeous. Oh man, I don't know about you, but I played the fear game for such a long time. You know, the game where we are always setting the goals that scare us and doing the things that scare us and just playing the fear game. And at the time, it made me feel like such a badass. As though I was finally proving that I am worthy of people's respect, admiration, consideration. But the thing when you're playing the fear game is that you get to a point of exhaustion and disillusionment. Because no matter what it is that you achieve, no matter what fear you conquer, you get on the other side and you realize you're not done yet. So you find the next thing to prove yourself with, and the next thing, and the next thing. And in the process, what happens as well is that you disconnect with the potency of your emotions as a navigational system for alignment with who you truly are. So let's have that conversation today. Hey, my name is Elnaj, and if you are new to my channel, please let me know down in the comments where you are dialing in from. I'd love for you to let me know what brought you here today. Was it something in the topic? Was it the universe or what you call the algorithm that just splashed me right in front of you? What is it? And if we know each other, say hi as well, because, well, I always love chatting to my friends and sharing what it is coming through for me in the moment. I have been a professional coach for 20 years now, and what a journey it has been. Truly, an incredible journey. And I'm feeling so blessed every single day that I get to do this work. I get to allow my muse to come through in whatever form it wants to, whether it's writing or doing these conversations, whatever it is, and trusting that even though it doesn't often make sense for me in my analytical mind, whatever comes through is an activation within the right people, an activation of remembrance. And this is a really critical part of our conversation today is the remembrance piece of who we are. Lord, we are so focused on personal development and growth and healing and leadership and all of the things, all of the stuff that we think we need to learn. When our truest power comes in the remembrance of who and what we truly are, how we have been designed, and how we get to design our lives intentionally, artistically, elegantly, and with fun. See, as I went through my own journey, first in pre-coaching days, therapy and depression and nasty, nasty stuff, and then asking for guidance, being taken to kickboxing, flowing into coaching and cycling and Ironman and all of the things, and then flowing out of the pain for gain game and into the alignment, flow, and reclamation space. What has become really obvious for me is how we are conditioned in this life, in this dimension, in this space, in fear. And with the fear comes the pain. So I want you to start paying very close attention to conversations that either you are having with other people or conversations that's happening around you. And start listening to how often people in the personal development industry will speak into fear, you know, living out of your comfort zone, doing the things that scare you, setting the goals that really bring up a huge amount of fear in you. And understanding that they are operating the best they can from where they're at, but they are still conditioned in fear consciousness. And what fear consciousness does is that it actually divides us or removes us from the potency of our emotions and the guidance that our emotions give us. So, for instance, the moment that somebody sent me an Iron Man clip, something inside me just went, oh, I was born to be an Iron Man. Oh my God. It's like I finally remembered who I am, who I was born to be, and I immediately signed up. And only after that did the fear start kicking in. The conditioned, oh my God, this is such a huge goal. This must be really scary to me. I can't swim. I'm going to drown. I've never run this way. All of the things. But the initial emotion was pure excitement. And it's the excitement that was the clue that this is alignment with who I truly am. Now, fast forward 15 years, 10 years, whatever the case might be, and I have finally started understanding that, whoa, hold on. Like anything that we are preaching, teaching, and living from fear conditioning removes us from who we truly are. It comes back to the original lie of division that we are divided from source, God, the universe, goddess, whatever word resonates with you. And that we are here to struggle to get back to a space of divinity. Instead of remembering that we are one with source, God, the universe. And if I am one with source and you are one with source, then we are one as well. And if we are all collective and if we are all whole, that means we really have nothing to prove and we are here to have the most exceptional life experience possible to us and through us from a space of joy, upliftment, inspiration, and feeling good. Now, understanding as well that we 100% came to a dimension of contrast. Contrast creates new desires, and contrast is not always pleasant. That's okay. That was just part of the deal as we came here. But if you are experiencing contrast and then allowing those feelings of fear, anxiety, worry to guide your actions, you are stuck in creating and recreating the same thing over and over and over again. When we start remembering who we are and we stop numbing ourselves with the pain game, with the fear game, so that we can feel really deeply again. This is an interesting thing for me as well, because when I was first diagnosed with suicidal depression, I was put on antidepressants. And the reason I couldn't stand it was because even though I didn't feel that darkness anymore, I also could not explore or feel joy anymore. It was a numbing of the senses. And I come to understand that this is really what's happening to a large degree in society at the moment. It's that numbing of the senses. And the numbing of the senses makes you think that fear is a good thing and that you can't possibly be happy every single day. That would be abnormal. It's more normal for us to live in fear every day in this society than what it is for us to live in joy every day. Isn't that crazy? Just say. So if we allow ourselves to feel the fullness of the emotions, and yes, the fullness does include the pain, the heartache, the heartbreak, the loss, all of the things that's part of the human experience. But to the degree that we can experience that, we can also experience the joy, the excitement, the exaltation, the playfulness, the vivaciousness, all of the things. And those feelings is what guides us to find alignment with our higher self's thoughts. Now, I don't even like the word higher self anymore. The inner self, the true self, the spirit of who I am. So when I am feeling or thinking thoughts that has me feel contracted and worried and oh my God, what is this gonna do? Then I know I'm not thinking the same way that my spirit is thinking. So now I get to just massage my thoughts into the direction of what feels good or better or even better. And this is how we find alignment with our true selves, with our spirit selves. I believe one of the reasons why women are being called forth so strongly at the moment to start leading themselves first and foremost, and then start leading everybody else, is because of our capacity of our emotions. Like if anybody is going to reclaim their emotions first, it's going to be women. But high achieving women, and honey, I played that game for the longest time. High achieving women don't like feeling the feels. We like going, no, do the shit regardless of how you're feeling. Instead of, what are my feelings telling me? And I'm not saying don't do the stuff. What I am saying is massage your focus first into alignment with spirit and then take the action when it feels good. This is not playing the fast game. This is playing the long game and the smart game. Because what I am finding more and more is when I am taking time to first massage my focus into alignment, everything else just happens so much faster and with way less effort than before. And I'm also going to say a large part of this comes back to you not having to prove yourself anymore, not feeling like you need other people's respect or admiration, because the person whose respect and admiration is the most important is yours. Without that, it doesn't really matter what other people think, does it? So here's my question to you today. Where are you disregarding your emotions completely instead of taking the time to do the introspection as to what are my thoughts right now that has me feeling this way? And if my thoughts is having me feel on the negative side of the scale, what then is the opposite of that? Because I know that is what my spirit thinks or believes in this moment. And am I willing to release my preconceived beliefs for the sake of finding alignment with spirit? This is why I believe this is not the time for more personal growth. This really is time for personal remembrance and reclamation. Because without that foundational piece, everything else is still happening in fear consciousness, including the identity work that most people are doing right now. If you're in fear consciousness and you are doing identity work, you are just creating your next fear identity, your next shadow identity. Instead of doing the deep reclamation work, understanding fear consciousness, elevating into empowered consciousness, and then reclaiming your identity, creating your identity. If this is something that's of interest to you, Women Reimagined is the work in which I do all of this. This is a 12-week journey with me that is really the essence of what liberated me from fear consciousness and supported me into the ascension of empowered consciousness from which I get to live today. No longer feeling like I have to set the big scary goals. I have no desire for pain, for gain, or any of the motivational hype that people are still rah-rahing about. Because I am living in flow, I am living in alignment, I am living in integrity, and I'm living in deep pleasure. Because I believe women are meant for pleasure. We are built for pleasure. So why would we not create the most pleasurable life? So if that is of interest to you, I will put a link in the description down below so you can check out all the details. If you are seeing this during enrollment time, fantastic. Get yourself into the space. It is going to change your life. because this is the really deep root work that supports anything else that you are going to be doing after that. And if it's not during enrollment time, it doesn't matter. There will always be a link for you to be notified when enrollment opens up again so that you can get into the next cohort. So I really hope that this has been of value to you. If it has, I ask that you like, share, comment so we can get more women to unleash themselves really from this ridiculous notion that we have to live in pain and fear all of the time. And let's stop being the change of pleasure that this world is so desperate for. After all, darling, you are the artist and the art. So why not make your life a masterpiece? I love you. Cheers.